Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad Hughesby, and today we're going through the defensive side of the ball. Defensive line, linebackers, corners, safeties, the whole 9 yards. We're going to be talking about not necessarily a mock class, but who are some big names to know, who I think ends up in the class, stuff like that. A lot of defensive players committed, 7 already. It's not even March yet. That's pretty substantial. I think that's the most amount of commitments in the country. So pretty wild there. Marcus Freeman, of course, was the defensive coordinator before he got the head coaching job just in December. So hell of a recruiter. Defensive staff stayed intact for the most part. He was coaching linebackers. It is now Al Golden who will be coaching linebackers, the new defensive coordinator. Al Washington took over for Elson, and then Mickens and O'Leary stayed the same at corners and safeties. Okay, so let's talk defensive line. We'll start with that. Devin Houston, you're watching his film. Brother of Caleb Houston, Michigan guard forward. I think it's Michigan, Notre Dame, Penn State, Maryland, another 2 schools to know. But unless some of the SEC powers offer, I think this one will be more of an East Coast, Midwest showdown. I don't get the sense that he's obsessed with Michigan. His brother went there. His brother's doing fine, but I think Notre Dame actually leads for Houston. I believe he's a take. I think they want him. He has a ton of potential, just started playing football a few years ago. Really, really athletic, plays a few other sports. I'm really high on Houston. Can play interior, I think, at the next level. Can also play exterior, but I think he projects better in the inside. Something like Kurt Heinisch or Riley Mills, or like a strong defensive end or a 3 technique, but I don't know if he's going to get that bulky, that big. We'll see. But just a lot of potential there. Next, Jason Moore, another Maryland kid. Jason Moore goes to DeMatha Catholic. Mike Bray's old college. Of course, everyone knows about the Hunter Dickinson recruitment. Another DeMatha kid. That was for basketball, but I know some of you guys follow basketball too. Anyways, Jason Moore, close to being a 5-star. He is actually brothers with Jason Moore, Villanova Wildcat shooting guard. So Villanova, of course, has an FCS football team, no Power 5 D1 team, but still something to note. Jason Moore likes Penn State a lot, but I think Notre Dame leads. I think Notre Dame is in a good spot. I think they're a visit away from securing a commitment, if I'm being completely honest. He was close with Elson. That no doubt hurt. But Washington has made some good progress, and he's just super, super high on guys like Chad Bowden, Marcus Freeman, and I could see Al Golden getting really involved. Al Golden, by the way, guys, head coach at Temple a while back. He recruits the Northeast, Maryland in specific, phenomenally. He's an East Coast guy, Midwest guy. He's going to recruit states like Ohio, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Massachusetts, better than anyone in the country. So definitely watch out for that, and Jason Moore fits that. You already have Keely and Vernon committed. To be completely honest, those are all the main names to know. Samuel Mpemba, I think, ends up on the defensive line, but he's going to recruit more in the Viper role, linebacker role. But I'll touch on him because why not? Sam Mpemba, Florida, he'll be there March 5th, I believe. Michigan will be there on the 18th or 19th. Notre Dame, he'll be there one of those days too in mid-March. Those are probably the main schools. Miami, Alabama as well. Oklahoma was involved a little while ago. Penn State. I had the chance to interview him, and I took away that Notre Dame was in a great spot. That was just about a year ago. A lot has changed, and I still think Notre Dame's in a great spot. I think they lead. There was a lot of smoke that he could have possibly committed to Notre Dame back in the fall. Wanted to take some more time, take some more visits. Completely understand that. Alabama is definitely a school that interests me. He was super, super high on them when I talked to him. I don't know if he's visited Tuscaloosa yet. I don't really know what's going on there, if they're pushing as hard or whatnot. Saban, I feel like this is a weird philosophy, but he doesn't take a ton of commitments very early on. Of course, kids like Arch, Keon Keeley, he likes a lot. They're pushing hard for him. He likes to wait until the fall or late summer. That's usually when their class starts to grow. And so I don't think they have a ton of kids committed right now. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head how many, but I don't think they're quite ready to accept an Mpemba commitment. That's completely speculation. But I don't get the sense they're pushing as hard as Notre Dame is. Michigan will get a look because of Mike Elson. I don't think he really is considering them for any other reason. Of course, they're a good football team, good academics, but I think Notre Dame just fits him more, and they've been in contact and pushing for longer. At linebacker, you have Bowen and Zinter committed, two studs, two four-star guys, in my opinion. Bowen probably top 75, Zinter probably top 350. You're looking for a big pull as your number 3. You look at guys like Jaden Osbury, Tony Rojas from Virginia. Those are two names to know. I could see them offering more. Jordan Hall from IMG. He's originally from Virginia. He's another guy to know. I think Osbury actually ends up as the third linebacker. I think Ohio State's fading. LSU's definitely involved, but Notre Dame is pushing hard. He's going to be on campus in mid-March for a big weekend, the 18th to the 20th. I believe he'll be in South Bend 3 days. And that would just be massive. Hopefully, we can get him on campus for an official too. But that's just hope. I think he actually commits sometime over the summer, and I think Notre Dame takes the lead, at least in a bigger sense than they already may have right now when he visits for the second time. He actually visited over this past summer with his brother Austin for unofficial visits the first week of June for Irish Invasion. But with Marcus Freeman being head coach, contact is picked up. And the main difference here is Al Washington. Al Washington is a phenomenal recruiter. People don't give him enough credit. He was recruiting Osbury extremely hard when he was at Ohio State. He was coaching linebackers there, and that's probably Osbury's favorite coach in the country, to tell you the truth, at least from what I've been reading and hearing. So massive if Notre Dame could land Osbury. Right now, I think they have a slight lead, but very, very long ways to go. No timeline or anything like that. And it'll definitely take a bunch more visits. DB, wow. I already have 3 guys committed. That's definitely rare. 3 top 150 guys. Peyton Bowen's in the top 50. Schuler's top 150. And then Rhett's top 110, 120. Christian Gray, top 150 corner from D. Summit in St. Louis. He's probably the main guy to know. Dan McCullough, top 200 corner safety from Bloomington. I actually think he's going to be moving up to South Bend to live with his dad and his mom. His 2 other brothers are currently enrolled at Indiana. Trying to think who else. Luke Muhammad, it's probably more of a long shot at this point, if I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I actually expect them to offer some more guys. Jair Brown and Kamari Rogers were 2 guys they offered in the spring at around this time last year and made some positive traction with. I actually thought they'd land Rogers at one point, to tell you the truth. Jair Brown, there was a few days there, but some unfortunate things happened. His dad passed away, and you can't really control that. So recruiting goes on the back burner there, and he ended up signing with Ohio State. Rogers signed with Miami. Those are probably the main names to know. I feel like I'm missing a guy, but I just can't put my name around it. Ryan Yates, I don't think he's a take. I think he ends up at Michigan State or Texas Tech. Yeah, that's probably it at DB. Javion Toviano from Texas, Martin High School. He's going to take an official, I think, over the summer to Notre Dame. That would be big in Notre Dame's attempt to try to land him. Do I think they will? I'm going to go with no right now. I probably would lean towards him ending up at one of the SEC powers or Texas A&M, Alabama, one of those type of schools. We'll see, though. High academic kid, definitely values what Notre Dame is and has a good relationship with Bowden and Freeman and all those guys. Caleb Downs, safety. I think that's more of a long shot, though, to tell you the truth. Clemson, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama are probably in a little bit better of a spot. But if he takes all 5 officials, I bet Notre Dame sneaks in there, gets them on campus. They'll see what they can do. But, yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Comment if you have any questions. Make sure you like and subscribe. That helps a ton. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.